Ooh, what is up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF. Hello at TEW. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2001. And tonight we'll be running everyone's favorite episode, the episode where I'm the most professional and don't adjust my mic, which I'm totally not doing right now, while I'm recording. But I digress. Sunday night heat, everybody. So let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right in, shall we? For one, though, Nope, we did not have any locker room incidents. We open up the show with a solid D rating with a 46. Sunday night he opens, once again, with Steven Richards, the leader of the Right to Censor, standing in the ring already. This time he's by himself, no Val Venus, no Goodfather, no Ivory. And he takes the mic and he says, "Oh yeah, ladies and gents, last week just wasn't a one and done. The Right to Censor will not give up on its dream. But I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that there's no Ivory out here, no Goodfather, no Val Venus. Nope, just me. And that's because a good leader needs to actually lead. I can't just sit by on commentary every week, and trust me, I'd love to, because I know we all are tired of hearing your voice, Michael Cole, but I digress. Like I was saying, a leader needs to lead by example. And that's exactly what I plan to do tonight. You see, there's a lot of superstars in the back on my list. They acquire certain talents that make them unfit for television. And I've decided that tonight I'm going to cross one off that list. So, Sabu, you're in violation of code number 442. You're too dangerous to put on TV, you homicidal maniac, and we don't need a murder scene on our hands. And I ran out of room, and since it's being Sunday Night Heat, I don't really like to go to the notepad too often. But Steven Richards continues on, running down some insults to Sabu before finally saying, "Get your butt out here, Sabu, because you and me, I'm going to make an example out of you," or something like that. Out comes the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, death-defying Sabu as he makes his way down to the ring for our opening match of the night. The fans are not too happy with Steven Richards, though. They're always like, "Really, this guy? Oh, man, what a poor way to start the show." It really cooled the whole crowd. That was the fans talking, not me. Still in Canada, we're in the AB Max Bell Center because apparently Sunday Night Heat can find stadiums to go to, but not the real-life shows. What am I saying? The real-life shows like Sunday Night Heat's not a real-life show. You know what I'm going on a bit. And a terrible match, nerds and geeks. Sabu goes on to defeat the leader of the Right to Censor, Steven Richards, in 8 minutes, 4 seconds with the triple jump moonsault with a solid D rating here with a 44. Unfortunately here, Steven Richards and Sabu just don't click, so what a bummer. It already cooled. How do you cool a crowd that's already cooled? Sabu with the 46, Richards with the 44, and Steven Richards improving in performance. At least something positive came after this. Steven Richards, everybody, he's on a lot. He's going to be the star. Just saying. Steven Richards then grabs the mic after the match is over. He's pissed. And he starts screaming and all that. And finally, he just goes over, "You know what, Cole? Get out of here. This is my show. I'm doing commentary tonight." And he pulls Cole up and throws him out of the chair or something and joins commentary. Steven Richards, everybody, back on commentary. He had a match. He lost. He got angry. Took it out on Cole and then joined the commentary table for a 41 D-. As we move into our next match, which honestly probably isn't going to do much better. This is going to be probably one of our worst shows we've done. We go to a 38 D- rating here in an abysmal match. The one, Billy Gunn, going over our local talent, Larry Destiny, of the Canadian talent, Alberta, the Alberta area. He lost to the Gunslinger. All right, 6 minutes, 9 seconds. Billy Gunn really off his game. Thanks, Billy. Did cool the crowd. The fans weren't chanting to Larry, "Don't come back," so that's something good. Destiny with the 25, not too shabby. Especially when you consider Billy Gunn's only at a 40. He is improving in performance, so whatever. I guess that's something, Billy Gunn. Why I'm giving him all these victories all of a sudden, I'm not entirely sure. Because Even if I do end up deciding to use him, it's not like I'm going to be happy about it. We then go to a 71 B-, our this week. Son of a bitch, it was rated as a major angle and not a minor. F my life. 71 B- here, just our this week in the WWF segment, highlighting the events that took place. This week I decided to highlight the Kurt Angle and Jericho match on Raw for the number one contendership for Booker's title, and the DDP and Benoit match on Nitro to decide who will face The Rock. And then both the tag title changes. We've had Austin and Rhino become the new tag team champions over on the WWF side, and Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero, despite not being the best tag team partners apparently, are going to be the WCW tag team champions, or won the WCW tag team champions. Wow, we're doing great tonight, nerds and geeks. All these D ratings. Another solid D rating here with a 43. That video package airs, and Richards is just disgusted by it. He finally takes his headset off. He gets in the ring and he says, "Okay, hold on now. Hold on just a minute. What we just saw, that's exactly what I'm talking about, people. There's a real war going on here. Who cares that whoever from WCW is facing Rock, or whoever from the WWF is facing Booker T? Who cares that both tag titles changed hands this week? Who cares when there's a bigger, more important war going on here? Your children are being brainwashed into violence, into sexual acts. Is this the life you want for your children? I just don't understand why you people won't get behind my message." And that's when Hit Chop's music hits, and Al Snow comes out with the mic and he says, "Stevie, it's because everyone knows that you're selling a load of crap, Stevie. These people aren't going to go home tonight and beat the hell out of someone just because they saw it on TV. But I'm about to beat the hell out of you because I'm about tired of hearing your voice." And then Richards says, "You know, Al, as much as I'd love to embarrass you in the ring tonight, I've already had a match and I'm beat up. But why don't, you know what, I talked about a list earlier, and actually you and your buddy Funaki are on that list for breaking code number 77870. Just came out that top of my head, nerds and geeks. And that's for stereotyping, you stereotypes. So instead of facing me, why don't you guys face..." And then that's when Val Venus and the Good Father come from behind and hit him, and he goes, Val Venus and the Good Father, pretty much. And we have our tag team match main event between Head Chop and the Right to Censor tag team. Again, cooling the crowd, but Al Snow was good. So, good for Al Snow. There you go, guys. Pulling in the ratings tonight as we end off the show with a 56 C- rating, and about that had subpar wrestling and little heat to it. The Right to Censor goes over Head Chop when Venus goes over Al Snow with the pile driver. Not even the money shot. After we had a distraction from Steven Richards. I guess that makes a little sense. Venus is getting stale. Unfortunate. Funaki's looking very stale. Very unfortunate. I'll have to look at both of those in a second. Val and Fu. Stale. Stale bread. Good Father had an in-ring performance of a 50. Venus with a 56. Funaki with a 46. And Al Snow with a 64. 64! Val Venus is improving with the Rumble and flying, so good night to be Val Venus. As we end off the night with a wonderful rating of a 39 T-, where the RTC, Right to Censor, just add, the final nail in the coffin, pretty much, or not really, I guess, the final nail, but beat down on, what was I saying? Beat down on a Head Chop to end off the show. Apparently we use Funaki too much. Never. And maybe we did use Steven Richards a little much, but that's okay. 54 C- is definitely not what I was expecting for that show. Did not deserve a 51 C-. Rob Conway won a championship. We'll have to get to that in a second. I don't want to spoil it for me. Even though I think I saw a name, so I might have. Heat getting that number 5. Doesn't seem to have gone down particularly well, it says. The Canadians were not happy with Heat. They're like, what the hell is this, eh? This is what's become the show? So we got OVW, NWA, and HWA. That's how we're going to have to check it out from HWA there, so on. OVW's really been doing good, it seems like. Red Dog was on the radio. Isn't he one of our... Yeah. I think that's Rodney Mack. What did he say? Interesting fact that he lets slip that he gets very nervous before matches, especially when he's pretty high up on the card. Lovely. All right. Before we get to the fun, I want to go ahead and look at Val Venus and Funaki before I forget, because I know I will. So Val Venus he has the sensor, so I think what I'm just going to do is tweak this, because I'm not exactly ready to change the right to censor gimmick, but I also don't want to have him be stale. And I know it's probably time to change your gimmick, Funaki. I mean, you are technically a foreigner, so I mean that's still real, but at the same time, you're capable of so much more. We're not just looking at you like that anymore. Although I feel like comedy might be the best way to go, especially if you're rated well in it. So what do we got here? Lackey, but I don't really know if a lackey really. Lackey's what? I don't know if that's what we're looking for. Oh no, I didn't. I goofed up. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's just go any and exclude. Make it easier on ourselves. Make it face. All right. What do we got here that sounds good for my good old buddy here, Kung Fu Naki? Love me some Kung Fu. I really do. I've always kind of been a fan of Funaki, to be honest. I even liked his Kung Fu Naki gimmick. Thought it would have been a nice little fun gimmick. Honestly, I think a lot of gimmicks would be fun if, they were pushed correctly. Like, for instance, the Vaudevillains. I know a lot of people, they shit on the Vaudevillains. A form of self? What does this mean? I have no idea what that means. But, I really feel like for one, with the Vaudevillains, you can't just put them on TV. Of course no one's going to get the gimmick if you just put them on TV. But if you, give them backstage segments and let fans start getting to know who they are and so on and so forth, it would, it would help them out a lot better, I feel. I might be wrong there, but it's more than what they actually did. See, that's the problem with a lot of debuts nowadays, is people just kind of throw them out there hoping that, let's hope it hits the right way. So I was looking through it all, and I really didn't see anything I liked, so I might just go ahead with, the sidekick one I saw a couple seconds ago. Sidekick, played by Bumbling Fool. Oh, yeah, this one, because he's kind of... the way I want to do the head chop thing is kind of have, Funaki be, the head of it or something. So we'll just say sidekick for now, and change that next time I say it. But anyway, like I was kind of going on about, the problem is with a lot of debuts nowadays is they're just thrown to the wind, especially with NXT. I feel like NXT has harmed a lot of people more than it's done them good. And I know some people might argue with the, Kevin Owens and so on moving up, but I'd honestly say if they would have, hyped up someone like Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens' debut instead of oh my god, that's Kevin Owens from NXT. Yeah, we got a good pop and all that, but that's the problem. Not even with just that in general, I guess, with WWE. Just they're not building stories or people. They're just kind of throwing them out there, hoping something sticks. And if it sticks, we'll keep it. If it not, let's move on to the next thing. And that's bad, because keep moving on to new things. You're going to keep introducing new things. We're never going to get used to something. So it's just going to. I'm going on a little bit of tangent here, but still, you get what I'm trying to say. So either way, we're going to be starting with HWA at first, which always seems to be the norm. HWA with a 46D rating here. Charlie Haas opens up the night by beating Johnny the Bull with a DQ, getting us a 36. Rory Fox goes on to retain his HWA Cruiserweight title over Cody Hawk with another 36. Evan Courageous defeating Mike Sanders with a 47, and D'Lo Brown retaining the HWA Heavyweight title over Shet Shabolsky with a 47 as well. We then move on to NWA. OVW's really been pulling in the ratings, it seems like. Oh, wow. Kind of a weak showing from NWA this week. 51D+. As we open up the show with Lopez. I have no idea who that is. Going over JC Daz and Ray Gordy, I think that is. With a solid 40 here. Then we have Cassidy. Not Colin Cassidy. Just Cassidy. Going over Ren, Chris Harris, and Lazarus. Some of these guys I don't. I think that's Alex Ren, I think is when I see it. I don't really know who he is, though. I know Chris Harris. That's why I said it. That's another 40. Caprice Coleman defeating John Phoenix to retain his NWA Georgia Junior Heavyweight title with a 45. We then have a brawl between AJ Styles and Das Wonder Kid Alex Wright that gets a 56. Sean O'Hare going over Jason Cross with a 56 rating. And then we end off the night with a 59 rating. AJ Styles retaining his NWA Wild Side Heavyweight title over David Flair, the son of the Nature Boy. And now let's check out OVW, which we had a title change. So we have Maven defeating Damien. Maven defeating Damien, two guys with just one name, to retain the OVW Light Heavyweight title with a 28. Mr. Black defeating Ron Waterman to retain the OVW Hardcore title with a 26. Leviathan, a.k.a. Batista, goes over Fit Finley with a 53. And, yep, I was correct here. I figured so. I thought I saw Nick Dinsmore's name. Either way, Rob Conway upsetting Nick Dinsmore here, defeating him for the OVW Heavyweight title with a 56 rating. Not sure if that's his first reign, but we'll have to check it out. Hold on. So there you got Mr. Black. Like we already said, he's a two-time champion. Randy Orton actually beat Mr. Black for the title. I did not notice that before. No, Rob Conway's held the title before. He's a four-time champion. In fact, he was champion before Dinsmore. Seems like him and Dinsmore have been trading it off here. Dinsmore with an impressive reign. In fact, he brought it up to an 85 B+. That's something to... That's not something to joke about. Good for Nick Dinsmore here. He had a pretty good reign as champion. But Rob Conway now with the title. Good on him. Still not using the women I see, though, guys. What the hell is up with this? Push women's division. I don't understand why. How come there's not a women's title? Can I create titles? I think I might be able to. Let's see. Child companies. OVW. Titles. I can. Look at that. OVW Women's. And let's just see if we got like a... Is there generic titles in this? There are. There we go. Generic Women's Championship, Singles, Gender, Female, Floating, blah, 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 blah. There. Women's Championship. Okay? Maybe that'll start freaking getting them to push the women. I need you guys to. Come on. Alright. Let us move forward, shall we? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. New champion over there. And So far, we've had two of our developmental companies have new champions. The only place that hasn't is HWA still having D'Lo. What? Oh, Nitro. I was like, how is he already up? WWC extending a lot of contracts. El Dandy frustrated because he's not getting work. Apparently, so is EC Negro. Oh, Billy Silverman! Billy Silverman is now dating someone outside the wrestling business. Good for you, Billy. Billy found himself a girlfriend. Hey, that's my man. And his contract coming up. We got to make sure we hire Billy Silverman back. He's got himself a girlfriend now, guys. We can't just, put him out on the street like that. Can't do that to him. I guess I could talk about what I was talking about a little bit before there with, what's this? Phil what the hell am I? Phil Lon Fawn? Okay. He's getting mad too. But, yeah, like I was saying, that's the problem with just a lot of things. Ooh, Alex Wright. If rumors are to believe, NWA Wildside are preparing a massive push for Alex Wright, who they believe is the next big thing in wrestling industry. Insiders say that he is in line to receive one of the biggest pushes in the company history, and it will either make or break him. I might not call you up then just to see what they do. Not that I really plan on calling you up anytime soon, but still. Good for you. Tony St. Clair hanging up the boots. Pogo the Clown sidelined. Aw, what a shame. Picked up a stomach infection. Poor Pogo the Clown. Is he only 19? Is that what I saw? Oh, 26. Okay, I was like, what? why is this guy getting a bunch of, like, I've never seen him before, and then all of a sudden, he's all being talked about. Like, what the heck? Whatever. Madaja? Ah, she was managing Scott Steiner. You know what? I'm not going to hire her right now or anything, but let's go ahead and shortlist her. Might bring her in to manage Scott Steiner in the future when we eventually push him as a solo star. Check out New Japan while we're at it, too. New Japan, we had a pre-match interview with Osamu Kido with the 46. Osamu Kido then went over Katsuyori Shibata. That's a recent guy. I should know that one. 59. Then we had a confrontation between Liger and Masahiro Chono, and then Chono goes over Liger with a 90. How do you put on 2 shows and still get like a freaking solid B rating? When one of your matches is a 90. Good lord. Tajiri's rising. A lot of people, in fact, told me that I should hire Tajiri. A lot of people are saying Tajiri and some other people. I don't know if Tajiri will take a developmental contract, though, guys. I'll be honest. And for those of you who are already getting ready to type it in, yeah, see, he's not interested in a developmental contract. And like I said, for those of you typing it in already, oh, you just hire him to a main contract. I already have a huge main roster, okay? Like, my main roster is huge. I have more guys than I know what to do with half the time. And I don't want to bring in Tajiri just to push him as a jobber, because that's kind of like what's happening to Jamie Noble right now. He wanted to get called up, and I wasn't going to have him just arguing all the time. And even though he's quite impressive, if you ask me, he's always losing. Because, in fact, I don't think he's won a match. Like, hold on, let me go to his match histories. Yeah, no, he hasn't won a match. So, you know, as much as I'd love to bring in Tajiri, now's just not the right time unless, you know, they're willing to accept a developmental deal. Now, I could always hire him, just have him work there, but there's no point in that, you know? I don't really see much of a point, so unfortunately, guys like someone like Tajiri's not going to take it, so I won't be able to hire him quite yet, but he's on the short list, and I do have plans on hiring him. There was some other people you guys point. Oh, BJ Whitmer, not Bill, whatever, I don't know what the hell I said. Will BJ Whitmer take a developmental deal? So Whitmer will take a developmental deal, so that's someone we can hire. I know I've had, and we can leave him in HWA as well. Okay. Trying to see if there was just anybody else you guys were like, yeah, you should get them. Look at Kenny Omega and his weird fro. Oh, I even shortlisted Larry Destiny. Wow. Alright, cool for me. Looks like it's got something going on there. Monty Brown, I think, was another person, so let's see if he'll take a dev deal. And if they'll take a dev deal, I have no problem hiring them. So Monty Brown and BJ Whitmer so far. And then, of course, I'm probably going to go through here myself and look through people. I'll go through it, because I am going to be hiring some people soon, so I'll just hire a bunch of people all together, and I'll let you guys know who gets hired when we do that. But yeah, so unfortunately, Tajiri's going to have to be held off for a little while, but I promise you guys, I do have intentions on bringing in Tajiri, and if he was already on the roster, it would have been a lot easier, but I don't have anything for him. Benoit apparently is the best brawler in wrestling today. Triple H has apparently now returned to the company from his vacation. Think you're back a week early, if I'm being honest, though. Not that it matters anymore. The hell am I looking for? Schedule. I'm right on it. Survivor Series is... No, it's this week. Well, shit. Gotta push that back. I always prefer it to be on the 4th week anyway, but the way it's been turning out is just... I've been kind of building, 4 weeks in my head. So Triple H, you can have another week off, buddy. You can take another week off. And you know what, Steph? You can have a week off too. So there you go, Triple H and Stephanie. There you go. You can have a week off as well. Yes. There you go. Alright, cool. So that is going to be the end of this episode, though, Nerds and Geeks. I've really got nothing else for you today. Next time I'll be seeing you is going to be for Monday Night Raw. So as always, my name is OMG, WTF, LOL to WBRB, and I will see you guys for Raw. So until then, have a good one.